Valentine's Day! Hi, I'm so Valentine's-y. I actually love Valentine's Day. I'm not spending it with anyone this year, but I just think it's a really lovely day, and also that we should celebrate Valentine's Day with friends as well, and tell your friends how much you love them on Valentine's Day, because it's a really lovely day. And like, who says we can't buy our friends flowers and celebrate with our friends, because they're all people that we love, and I think it's lovely. So I am here doing what I do best and spending my Valentine's Day talking about fictional couples that I love, to distract me from the fact that I am not a couple. I am a one human, which is absolutely fine. Right, I consider my actual things that I ship, like the proper things I ship, as when I finished the thing that they were in, I immediately went to devour more content, whether that be fan videos, fan art, fan fiction, you name it, to have more of them. There are some characters and some couples I think that was sweet, but when I finish the book I'm done. These are the ones where when I finished the book I was like, I need to consume every piece of media that revolves around these characters in order to thrive. So that's what they are. On that note, let's get into it. First of all, I would like to talk about Evelyn, Hugo and Celia from The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, which is the relationship which broke me, destroyed me, made me cry so many times, ruined my life in the best way possible, and just absolutely tore my heart out. Stood on it, but then I thanked them for it. 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo focuses on Evelyn Hugo, who back on the day was a Hollywood starlet, and she has become a recluse since then and since everything went down, and now she is coming to tell Monique Grant, who is a fairly unknown magazine article writer, her story and why she was married 7 times and the history all behind that. And Evelyn Hugo is bisexual, and she spends the majority of this book talking about and telling and living her life with a woman, Celia St. James. And it's beautiful and wonderful and heart-destroying, but so great, and you will thank it for ruining your life. That's what it did to me, and I read so many fan fictions and I've seen so many fan arts focusing on this book. Secondly, we got to talk about the first same-sex relationship that I ever read about in a book, which really made me be like, oh my god, this is actually being spoken about, and oh my god, what, this is in a book, and I read books and I've never seen this in a book before, and what are these feelings that I'm feeling, and why am I suddenly thinking lots of things and questioning lots of things? And that is, of course, Magnus and Alec from the whole Mortal Instruments series. This is their first book in the series, which is particularly about their relationship, which is why I've gone for this, but City of Glass is kind of the book in which their relationship is properly announced. And this is the Shadowhunter series, which I'm sure most people know about. For those who don't know, the Shadowhunter series, oh, it's so big now, but it focuses on Shadowhunters, who are demon hunters, half Nephilim, half human, and their goal is to protect the mundane human world from downworlders and the demon world. Magnus is a warlock, he is a downworlder, Alec is a Shadowhunter, and it is their relationship, and it is genuinely such a good relationship. Alec makes some decisions which I'm not justifying and are awful, but it's a really interesting take on internalized homophobia, not accepting yourself, coming out to your family when you know you're probably not going to be accepted by them, and those struggles. And I really like this in the fact that, okay, spoilers, I'll put a timestamp when you can come back. They break up for a long time, and Magnus is like, that's right of him to do that, and they have that, and that means Alec grows up and he has to realise what's happened, and they've come so far, and now they're married and they have their babies, and it's adorable, and I love them so much. And I remember reading about them and really feeling like I was finally seeing this representation, which was like, holy shit, oh my god, and I loved it so much. And that ties me into also Aline and Helen. I'm choosing this book because the Dark Artificers is obviously a very big Blackthorn Celia, really love their relationship as well. I love that Magnus and Alex's relationship paved the way for them to feel like they could come out, and I love everything that they are dealing with, the fact that they're also married, but everything they've been through. But these two are up there with like my top 5 Mortal Instruments relationships. I love them so much. And I really genuinely do just adore both of these, and they're wonderful. And genuinely some of the first LGBTQ plus representation I saw in a book that was really obvious and blatant. And also the fact that Magnus is bisexual, that wasn't, if people were gay in books, they were never bisexual, and that was wonderful to see as well, and to see that. Then to go on to the book that I then read after the Mortal Instruments, which was a really, really fantastic, oh my god. I speak about this book all the time. You guys know what it's going to be. It's my all-time favourite book in the world, but this is a fantastic representation of sexuality, and their relationship that comes from that is so, so wonderful, and they are on different levels of exploring themselves and sexuality. They are at different acceptance levels of exploring themselves. It focuses on race of the time when they came out, and that is Ari and Dante from Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe. These two are one of my all-time favourite OTPs ever. I love their relationship so much. The way, like, how it took them as long as it did to get to where they are, to accept who they were, for Ari to come to terms with everything that's going on in his head is so wonderful, and it makes their relationship so much more meaningful and so beautiful and wonderful, and I love them so much. I love them. I finished this book and literally straight away was on AO3 searching for Ari and Dante fanfic, because I couldn't deal with not having more Ari and Dante content, and I'm just sat here waiting patiently for the sequel to come out so I can cry some more, because that's what I need in my life. Then we have Tell Me How You Really Feel by Amina May Southey, and this focuses on Rachel and Sana, who are enemies to lovers. And this is a proper good enemies to lovers fic. This is not actually enemies, misunderstanding enemies. And their misunderstanding is that Sana asked Rachel out a few years ago. Rachel thought she was joking, said no, they've not liked each other ever since. And now Sana has to help Rachel on a film project because of something that happens. And it's everything from there. This book was sold to me, and I saw the review which made me buy it, as a love letter to Rory and Paris from Gilmore Girls, which, oh my god, you can really see, but obviously it's gay. And I bloody love this. I bloody love these two. I wish this book was more popular and that there was more additional content to it, because I really, really loved their whole relationship. It was really cute. It was a really, really good enemies to lovers story, and they're such a lovely couple, and I love them so much. I love my enemies to lovers. Gay girls, it's wonderful. Then we have Henry and Alex from Red, White and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. This book focuses on Alex, who is the first son of the first female president in the United States, and Henry, Prince of Wales, who is obviously the prince in England in Buckingham Palace, and also they hate each other, misunderstandings, enemies to lovers. We've got to stand. There's a royal wedding, they're both there, Kate gets crashed into and destroyed, and now they have to pretend that they are actually BFFs, so the whole world doesn't think that the two biggest families in America and England actually hate each other. A couple months down the line, they're not pretending anymore, and I just love this book. I love these guys. They made me swoon, and I love them, and I've read so many fan fictions about them, and there needs to be any, and I just love them so much. Please read this book. It's beautiful and wonderful. Their relationship is amazing. I cried so much. Also, please do it. Okay, cool. And then we have Monty and Percy from the Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue series. This is book 1.5 because it was the easiest one to grab. The Gentleman's Guide is right at the bottom, and there wasn't. I just grabbed this one. It's set in the 1700s, and this whole series focuses on Henry Montague, or Monty, who is about to embark on his gentleman's tour of Europe. His dad is a lord. Henry is expected to be a proper gentleman and take over the estate. Monty's not a proper gentleman, and he doesn't want to take over the estate. He's in love with Percy, and he just wants to kiss boys as well as girls. That's all he wants to do, and his dad doesn't approve of this. He goes on his gentleman's tour with Percy and his little sister Felicity, who he didn't realise was coming along with him, and things on the gentleman's tour do not go particularly as planned. And their relationship is so delightfully wonderful, and it's this is just such a beautiful series and wonderful series, and I love Monty and Percy so much. I can't tell you how much I love them, how much I actually adore them. I love them. We have Things That Bright Girl Can Do by Sally Nichols, and this is May and Nell. This book is set in 1914 when the Votes for Women kind of campaign are going on, and May and Nell meet, fall in love, and it's them campaigning for women's rights and women to have the right to vote, and falling in love with each other at a time where that was very, very frowned upon. I really loved this whole book, to be honest, but their whole dynamic and relationship was really, really, really amazing, and I loved them so much. Please read this book. This book's really underrated and I think no one talks about it, but it's really, really, really good. Okay. Then finally, Elena and Sid from One Day at a Time. Why Netflix cancelled that show, I don't know. I'm so glad it's been picked up by someone else. Who was it that picked it up? I'll put it on the screen. It's such an amazing show. If you've not seen One Day at a Time, it's so wonderful. It focuses on a Cuban family who live in America, and it's like the 3 different generations. So they have Lydia, who is like the grandmother, it's like the whole family dynamics, and then they have their amazing neighbour Schneider, who I love so much. And it's such an amazing show. But Elena is gay and coming out as gay to her mum and dad, and her dad's reaction to it and her mum's reaction to it, and also her grandmother. And she has a partner called Sid, and Sid uses they them pronouns. I ship them so much. They're so, so, so wonderful, and I love them so much. They are such a wonderful couple. I totally forgot to say Yuri and Victor from Yuri and Ice, who are just chilling on my LGBTQ+ shelves. Oh my god, please watch Yuri and Ice. It's literally the best anime. They actually are a couple that like get engaged and stuff, and they actually, it's like one anime that doesn't queerbait, and actually, you know, like Free does, it actually makes it a thing. They are so wonderful, and it's a beautiful anime about ice skating and finding your passion and love and ice skater boys, and I love them so much, and the soundtrack is beautiful, and you really, really should watch it. Okay, cool, bye! I hope you enjoyed this video. Please tell me some of your favourite ships in the comments. We gotta share all that gay love going around this Valentine's Day. Like I said, if you guys are new here, then I make videos a couple of times a week about books and fandoming things, so if you want to stick around and join us, then feel free to hit that subscribe button. And as usual, all the links to my other social medias are in the description down below. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you're doing really, 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 really well, and I will see you next time. Have a wonderful Valentine's Day. Goodbye!